to the U.S. Supreme Court, who is pivoting their attention right back at Louisiana. Let's talk coastal lawsuits. Chevron versus Plaquemines Parish. Joining us now to talk about this, the executive director of the Grow Louisiana Coalition, Marc Ehrhardt's on with us. Marc, welcome back, man. How are you?
Hey, Brian. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk with you as well. We've got. I want to make sure we cover this the right way, and we got 10 full minutes to walk through it. So let's rewind to the beginning, because when you talk coastal lawsuits, it can mean so many different things. Chevron versus Plaquemines Parish is what?
In 2013, there were a small group of Louisiana parishes, about 6 out of 20, that decided to listen to trial lawyers and sue upwards of 40 different oil and gas companies that had either done work in Louisiana or were doing work in Louisiana, where they were exploring for oil and natural gas in Louisiana waters. Mm-hmm. All of that work over 100 years, essentially. I mean, going back to World War II.
Right.
And that all of that work was permitted by the state of Louisiana. It was done in many cases in concert with the parishes that were actually decided to sue these companies. And trial lawyers came around and said, we are going to sue these oil companies under a law that was created in 1980 for work that was done before the law was even created. And that's resulted in these massive coastal lawsuits where trial lawyers are trying to use the coast and the state of the coast as a way to generate billions in legal settlements that they can profit from. And as this has progressed over the last 13 years through the legal system, not one penny has been generated for the coast of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, Louisiana's oil and gas exploration business, especially in southern Louisiana, has gone down by at least half. And we have been told over a decade, oh, no, this isn't going to hurt the oil and gas business in Louisiana. No, this is just something we have to do, that we have to fix what we broke. When the truth of the matter is, this is a situation where the government has said to private companies, hey, we're going to give you work to do and permit it, right? We're going to give you a permit to go do this work. And then 40 years later, we're going to try and sue you out of business for it. And that's where we are. And so in April of 2025, a jury in Plaquemines Parish tried to award trial lawyers $745 million. Chevron and other companies absolutely disagreed with it. And now it's worked its way through the appeals court. And it's at the U.S. Supreme Court, and they're going to be hearing it in about 3 hours. And on one side, you have Chevron and the oil and gas industry of Louisiana and President Trump and his administration, who agree with Chevron's position. And on the other, you have trial lawyers and the Attorney General of Louisiana trying to defend their position.
Marc Ehrhardt. Oh, sorry, good.
No, it's cool. It's just unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate we had to get even this far.
Marc Ehrhardt, Executive Director of the Grow Louisiana Coalition, is our guest. Marc, I've got so many different questions. Suing out of business is one thing here. I think amounts are important in this regard. So let's walk down that path real quick. Is there something to, if they were asking for less, if they were asking for something more reasonable, we wouldn't be in this position?
No, I think we'd still be in this position. I think the main reason why is we're sitting here talking about work that the state and parishes that it was permitted, right? You got a license to go do it. And now there are things that happen over periods of time. Technology increases, all types of manufacturing and ways to explore or become more efficient and all those types of things. But going to somebody and saying, number one, this is like saying right now to a company, come to Louisiana. We want you here. Come do work here. We're going to give you permits to do work here. And in 20 years, we're going to sue you.
Right.
So you can go out of business. I mean, that's essentially what we're saying. And for the problem here, Brian, ultimately is it's Louisiana's trial lawyer economy against Louisiana's real economy. And what happens is in these days is that we end up on the wrong side as Louisiana. Texas has plans and rules for all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You break the rules in Texas, it's very clear in what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
And what the permits mean. And if you violate the permit, you got to go do this. In Louisiana, you can abide by your permit in every detail and still get sued. And it just doesn't work.
And this is where it broadens out to more than just oil and gas. Oil and gas just happens to be, the flavor of the week as far as who's in the crosshairs. It's more a matter of, do you want this to be your reputation? This is what we do here. Come here, provide jobs, create an economy, and then all of a sudden we'll turn around and sue your pants off.
That's right. That's exactly right. And it is, and especially, and here's where it's very sensitive now, because where the world is going, and when we look around at what's happening, and there is greater demand for energy than ever. The United States has energy independence. We are the dominant player when it comes to oil and gas production in the world.
Yeah.
And there are more and more opportunities to do that. So states like Texas, states in other parts of the country are moving forward in responsible ways to gain this additional production. The thing that carries us, and that is an anchor on us, is the fact that we sue every oil and gas company that tries to do business in Louisiana. And in the case of the coastal lawsuits, we're trying to sue them out of existence. And we just can't, we just never get past it. We have to go to the United States Supreme Court to save us from ourselves.
Right.
That's essentially what's happening today.
We got Marc Ehrhardt with us. He's the executive director of the Grow Louisiana Coalition, as we're just a few hours away from the U.S. Supreme Court hearing oral arguments in Chevron versus Plaquemines Parish. Marc, one of the things that I keep getting stuck on, you brought up the part where the law was written in 1980. These efforts to extract oil, these efforts to find oil, explore for oil, go back to World War II, some of which involve ramping things up to help the war effort altogether. So when you look at something that happens from the 1940s all the way through today, when you look at all the different variables that are involved in climate science and environmental science, how can you pinpoint a guilty party when there's so many different factors that go into one equation?
I think in Louisiana, the way that Louisiana currently handles pinpointing a party is it's whoever the trial lawyer says should be pinpointed. I mean, that's really it. Right?
Yeah.
There's no discussion about the Mississippi River and the levying of the Mississippi River and its impact on the southeast Louisiana coast.
Right.
There's no discussion about the use of canals and things that were properly created for pipelines and things being used as commercial fishing rights of way. There's no discussion about any of that stuff. It's like a laser beam where you look and go, who do we think trial lawyers look and go, who do we think has a bunch of money? Oh, the oil companies have a bunch of money. We can go get them. And what's happened even beyond that is that they're doing it with the support of the state government. Right? The U.S. Attorney General will stand up in front of the U.S. Supreme Court today. The state Attorney General, Liz Murrill, will stand up in front of the U.S. Supreme Court today and defend trial lawyers and the trial lawyer position over the largest employer in the state of Louisiana. That is what's going to happen in the next 2 hours. And that's backwards, man. Backwards.
It absolutely is. We got one more for you before you chat here, and I appreciate you carving out a couple minutes so early on a Monday morning. And that is, is there a way to read the tea leaves ahead of time? I know the Supreme Court keeps their cards close to the vest, but any hints that you have or any hints or tells that, okay, that's enough poker references. Man, what's your take?
Man, I'll tell you. We went through Plaquemines Parish itself and had the votes twice to kill the lawsuits, only to have it get thrown back in our face.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to predicting the U.S. Supreme Court, it's a difficult thing. I would tell you the fact that the Trump administration is backing Chevron, and you have former U.S. attorney generals and generals in the U.S. military backing Chevron and the energy industry's position on this, I think that's a good sign. The state of Louisiana is on the opposite side of President Trump and his energy agenda on this one. And I think that's good for us. I also saw something yesterday that said the U.S. Supreme Court sides with the Trump administration about 88% of the time. So, it is not my job, and I'm not a lawyer, to speculate on what the Supreme Court may do. But, if you're looking at where things may be leaning, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, we got a Supreme Court justice born and raised in South Louisiana who's gotten a firsthand account of everything as it's transpired. He's Marc Ehrhardt from the Grow Louisiana Coalition. We appreciate a couple minutes this morning. Thank you so much.